Who's your emergency contact? Who was you notify in the case of death? Welcome to the USP, where I spent 2+ decades of my life. I'm taking you through a journey with me. I started out in Lompoc in 2001, and I got transferred to Victorville when they closed Lompoc down and turned it into FCI. Well, before I got transferred to Victorville, I got an incident in Unicor where I pushed up on somebody, being young and not understanding the severity of situations and what you say. I got myself hit in the head with a hammer. Well, the day I went to the SHU, my buddy Bryson was going back to court. He had a life sentence, and he got his life sentence overturned. He went back to court, and he ended up taking a plea for 25 years and is home now. So I've been getting some comments and requests about telling you the story about Bryson. So this is one of them right here. When I went to Victorville, he went back to Hawaii. When he went back to Hawaii, they had him in the SHU. They had him in the SHU because everybody in Hawaii knows who Bryson Piozet is. And they know that he's an animal. You know, he has superhuman strength. But at the same time, he's one of the most humble individuals that you ever met until you cross that line with him. So while he was in the SHU, you know, in Hawaii, he knows everybody. Everybody knows him. He knows everybody. So he wanted to be put in population. But, you know, the staff there, they were afraid of him. So they were like, no. So through the course, if he stayed in the SHU in Hawaii, he kept at it. You know, every time the warden came through, he said, man, give me a chance. Give me a chance. I promise I'm going to be good. I promise I'm going to be good. Just give me a chance to be in population. So finally, they said, all right. They let him out and put him in population. Now, telling this story, some people are going to get in their feelings about the situation or whatnot. But me personally, I don't care. And I'm not here to tell stories to be disrespectful to anybody or to put shade on anybody. These are just facts. You know, somebody asked me once, should I be telling these stories? Well, I don't know if I should be telling these stories or not, but this is my life story, and these are the things that happen through my life and the people that I encounter in the events that I've either seen or was on a yard at the time, or people shared with me during the course of my 20+ years in the USP. Now, with me and Bryson, we met up again in Atwater back in 2008. And we were cellies, but not only that, we spent a lot of time in the SHU together. So when we were in the SHU, he related this story to me, telling me his life story and whatnot. And if you guys think I have an interesting life story, you're gonna have to hear it from him. His story. It's almost like a comic book. It's crazy, you know. But Bryson Piozet, he's become a legend in his own right through the course of his time from juvie, from when he was a kid to being in the juvenile system, and through the course of his time in the federal system. Everybody that's ever been on the yard with him knows that he's a monster, a silverback gorilla, but at the same time, a genuinely humble, good individual. And we became close friends through the years, and we're still friends now. You know, I wanted his permission before I relayed his story, because I don't like talking about certain individuals and stuff that I don't have the green light on, especially if it might incite some harsh feelings or whatever. So anyway, let's get to the story. He gets put in population. I don't know what block he went into, but he goes into a unit. And when he goes into the unit, he sees some of his little homies, younger homies, that they haven't seen him in years, you know, because he caught his case in 98. And this is 2004, 2003 now. And a lot of these individuals, they never met him, but they've heard about him. So when he comes into the unit, he sees one of his homeboy ironing clothes. Another homeboy was cleaning cells. And these are all his young homies from his island, Y9. So he approaches his homeboy. He's like, hey, man, what are you guys doing? He goes, oh, we're prospecting for Uso fam, bro. He goes, what you doing? He goes, no, we don't need to do that, bro. Because Bryson's always been like, if you weren't a gang on the street, you're not going to why come into prison and join a gang? Stay true to yourself. Like through the course of his incarceration, even in my experience, there's been certain groups in the penitentiaries that try to recruit us, but we've always denied it because I'm from a gang out here. I'm from TOP. And going to the federal system, that's what I rep. I'm from Utah. I'm not trying to get on nobody else's time. I'm not trying to join nobody's car. I'm trying to do my time. And if anybody's got an issue with that, we can deal with it. That's why through the whole course of my incarceration, I've garnered respect. I've earned it, through sweat, through blood. And that's just the mentality we have. We don't need, we're not out, even though how prison is chaos and whatever the drama is, I'm not looking for a daddy. I'm not looking for somebody to protect me. I'm going to deal with my situation on my own. And if I get the shit end of the stick and end up in a bag, then so be it, but it's going to be on my terms. And that's the mentality that we live by. And Bryson and I, we have the same mentality, So he tells his young homies like, oh, no, bro, we don't need to do that. We from Y9. We got to represent our Y9. So his young homies like, yeah, Bryce, you right, bro. And fuck that. So they stopped doing all the chore because they were prospecting. So they stopped doing all the do-boy stuff, getting run around, being told what to do or whatnot. Well, when he was having a conversation with his homies about it, one of the guys, I'm leaving their names out of it, but he had the unit. He repped the Uso fam, and he had the unit for them. He comes up to Bryce, he's like, hey, bro, let me talk to you, bro. I said, what's up? He goes, hey, bro, why you in my business? You need to stay out of my business, bro. I don't know if this guy ever met Bryson before or know who he is or ever heard of him, but, he's got 23 homies in a block with him. So, having a lot of soldiers in the unit with you helps pump up your heart a little bit. And like I said, I'm not taking anything away from anybody or anything, because when you run up into Bryson, it's not even like a brick wall, because a brick wall, when you run in, you're stationary, When you run up to Bryson, it's like an atomic bomb. So he tells Bryson, hey, stay out of my business, bro. Whoop. And then, if I remember correctly, he made a move like he was gonna slap Bryce. But when he picked up his hand to make the move, when he slapped Bryce, bah, Bryce knocked him out. Just like that. And I'm not exaggerating, we've been in 2 riots together in the penitentiary. I've never seen Bryson hit anybody more than one time. He knocks him out. Boom. So when he knocks that dude out, all his homeboys in the unit gets up and runs up the stairs and rush Bryson. And Bryson's knocking him out. Bah, bah, bah. With jabs, backstepping. He knocked out the first 6, 7 dudes with jabs coming at him. The 7th guy, the 8th guy realized, this is probably, I don't want none of this. So the rest of them turned around and ran. Now, while this is going on, his young homies, he had about another 6 or 7 of them, they're getting in too. And they putting in work through the whole unit, So the ones that ran from Bryson, they ran in and tried to lock themselves in the counselor's office. Well, Bryson kicked the door in, and he can kick the door in. This dude, there's no force that can, if he's determined to get through something, this guy is going to get through it. He went in there, knocked out every many individuals that was in the office, grabbed the fire extinguisher off the wall, and started bashing one of their heads in. Bah, bah. You know, it's all chaos through the unit. His homies are running around getting it in. The COs come in. They're trying to contain the situation. And so when they come in, everything got kind of calm. There was like a standoff. You know, CO's on one side, and Bryson and 6 homies are on this side, and they're squaring off. And while Bryson is standing there, and the lieutenant running his mouth, his young homie, forgive me if I get his name wrong, Akasi, he said he was a short, stocky Hawaiian, was pacing back and forth between them. Pacing back and forth between the two lines of Bryson and his homie and the COs. And Bryson was telling me in his mind, he was like, "Nah, bro, don't do it, because he knew that Akasi was about to make a move. He was like, "Nah," he was telling him in his mind, "Nah, don't do it, bro." But Akasi turned around and knocked out a guard. Bam. So that incident, somehow it was perfect timing. The lights went out. But when the lights went out, for a split second, Bryson was only a couple feet away from the lieutenant. He took a step, kicked. When the lights came out, the lieutenant was laid out. And his homeboy Boy, another youngster from Y9, was standing over the body with his hands up, cheering, "Yeah, yeah," you know. So they went at it. They beat up the guards, and it was just chaos. You know, so when they came, they removed everybody. Like, I don't know, I can't remember the exact detail. He told me this shit like about 10 years ago, you know. So they came in and removed him, got everybody but Bryson. So Bryson was hiding in one of the cells, and the guards are coming through looking for him. Because, you know, there's nothing you can do to Bryson. He's, like I tell you, he's invincible. And that's not an exaggeration. That's not to try to make the story more crazy or any of that nature. It's just, these are just facts. Everything I tell you on here are facts. These are the events that happen through the course of our lives. And so he was hiding in a cell. You know, they've been sprayed by the mace, but it's called whatever gas it is. It turns orange. Just imagine you spray something on the wall right here, and it turns orange, and you leave it on the wall, the paint starts bubbling. You know, that's the kind of stuff they try to subdue you with. So if this chemical that they spray on the wall and causes the paint to bubble and erode, imagine what it's doing to your lungs. Imagine what it's doing to your senses, your eyes, your nose, your whole body. And yet, they say this is approved to use on human. I can't even begin to try to get you to wrap your mind around that. I've been in a cell where they sprayed us down, and immediately the ceiling, the wall that this chemical gets on starts bubbling up, and the paint starts coming off, and the orange never washes off. The only way you get that stuff off the wall is you paint over it. So imagine if that's consuming in your lung, going through your body. Now, I don't know how they were able to clear this chemical that they use on us, but Me experiencing it firsthand, it's not safe. So Bryson hides into a cell, and there's like 5 or 6 other guys in there. And the COs are going from cell to cell, looking in the cell, looking for him. But he's hiding on the wall, and he's all covered in the orange, and the inmates in the cell with him, they're washing him up. They're washing him up, like, the way he was telling me, it was funny because he was like, "Yeah, bro, wash me, bro, clean me up, bro," and they're all just scrubbing him down, cleaning him up. But they're all going from cell to cell looking for him, and I don't know how long it took for them to find him, but they went a few rounds and they couldn't find him. They're like, "Bryson P.O.Z., we know you're in here. We know you're in here. We're going to get you." So the last time they came around, he's standing in his back. You got the door, then you got a little sidewall. He's standing behind there, and all the other inmates are on the bunk facing the door. He said when he came through and the guards looked in, they said they heard he's seen some of them dudes move their eyes like, yeah, he's right, like moving their head, trying to be subtle with it, like, yeah, he's over here, he's right there, he's right there. So the guards ran out, they came back in, and they just started shooting up the cell. Everybody in that cell was coughing, getting fucked up, whatever, except for Bryce, because, like I tell you, he's a different breed, man. And finally, that's how he got cuffed up. I think he gave himself up to get cuffed up because you can't restrain that individual without his permission. He's broken handcuffs, like snap handcuffs. He's broken rec cages. If anybody's ever been in prison and ever been in the shoe or in holding, those rec cages that they put you in are made by the same company. They make them for all the federal prisons. You and I, and everybody else in this world, if they locked us in those cages and didn't come back and didn't feed us, we'd all die in there before we could break one of them cages out. Bryson broke 2 of them, but that's for another episode, so you got to stay tuned. Again, welcome to the USP, and thank you for all you viewers and people that subscribe. Please share this. If you enjoy this content, get your friends to subscribe. I'm taking you guys on a journey with me. And so it's understood. I had a comment that, oh, this is just an excuse to glorify the violence and the chaos. But it's not. I relay these stories to you to let you know what happens to us, what happens in the environment that they throw us away in. Because the federal system, they give out time like candy. 310 months. That was given to me, 310 months. Like as if they're saying months, like makes it like, subconsciously or however it is to make it look like it's not so crazy. But when you add the freaking months up, it's like 26 years. How am I a career criminal? At 19, 20 years old, what kind of career could I have? So how can you hit me for a career criminal and enhance me and give me 26 years? I'm not even 26 years old. But regardless of the time they gave me, I still feel that I'm fortunate because I have individuals, friends that I grew up in there that aren't coming home. They got multiple life sentences, 100 years. And just imagine living your life in this environment with this constant chaos. And that's what this is all about. It's just hipping the world, the community, to what they subject us to. And it wears you down, man. Doing this thing is almost therapeutic to me because I don't want to be out here spazzing out. having PTSD, flashing back, having flashes or whatnot, because there's no way that I could have done all that time and not let those situations and that environment affect me mentally, emotionally. So, yeah, part of this stuff is just me venting and me just dealing with my own trauma that I've suffered through the years. So, thank you for your support. I appreciate all the love. Welcome to the USP. See you guys next time.